All right, I think we are live. Okay, people, I think we are live. So, if you can hear me and see me good, let me know that you can. All right, let me know that you can hear me and see me good before we get into everything. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Royce Reed from Basketball Wives and the son that she has with Dwight Howard and how he been around here touching on other kids and how she's been pretty much at fault for allowing it to go down. But before I get into everything, can y'all hear me and see me? Yes, we can see and hear you. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I know we were supposed to go live earlier. The other blogger is live. I know how it worked. Everybody over there, they'll funnel in here later. It is what it is, but I don't want to wait all night for it. So today we're talking about Royce Reed, and she was on she was on the original seasons of Basketball Wives when they were in Miami. She is also the baby mother of Dwight Howard. Now, we already know what Dwight Howard is known for. We know what Dwight Howard is known for, and it's not just his broad shoulders, okay? Not only are they wide. Anyway, I'm not even going to make that joke. Y'all already know what's up. This is a serious topic tonight, all right? So this is Royce's mugshot. She was actually required to turn herself in to the police, and so she did that. And she said, look, I know my hair was looking messed up. I know that I was crying like a baby because I'm not built for this jail life, and I understand you're not built for this jail life, Royce, and I'm not trying to come down too hard on you, Royce, but you literally not facilitated, but due to your negligence, a child got touched. There is another victim out there. And so Royce Reed has been charged with child neglect. Now, you guys might say, why child neglect? Royce is, I believe he's 13 years old. His name is Braylon Howard, all right? That is the son of Dwight Howard, like I said. Now, with that being said, Dwight and Royce, when it comes to raising Braylon, have a tumultuous history anyway. Dwight has accused Royce of doing all kinds of sexual shit in front of their kids. He's accused Royce of being an unfit mother. Royce, back in 2014, actually brought Dwight to court because Dwight had spanked the kid and spanked her with a belt, and she didn't feel like that was okay. That case was eventually dismissed. So Dwight and Royce have never really been able to co-parent. That situation has been messed up from the start. But Royce's 13-year-old kid was an offender, all right? When a child when a child of a certain age commits a sex offense, I'm trying to be clean as I describe this to y'all. It's kind of hard because of monetization, but I'm gonna do the best I can. When a child commits some sort of sex offense, depending on their age, they might not go to jail, but they will be placed usually on some kind of juvenile probation, required to go to some kind of therapy, behavioral health center, etc. When you have a child whose deviant sexual behaviors or aggressive behaviors gets out of control, a lot of the times the state will step in, take over custody, and then they will pretty much have their kid in a facility 24/7 or living in a group home where they're only in a group home with other deviant offenders. Like it gets really touchy when it's kids, but this is just what it was, okay? And so I don't know who Royce's, let's just use his name Braylon because he is 13. I don't know who Braylon's first victim was. Okay, in the police investigation paperwork where they describe what happened in detail, which I cannot read on air because it is just that graphic. Royce even says that her son Braylon is a victim first before he is a predator on any other child. Well, here's the situation. Let me put Daddy up here too, because see, Daddy, you ain't been around your child since 2020, and we're going to talk about that in a sec, okay? We're going to talk about that in a sec. But listen, Royce says my son Braylon is the first victim. And so my issue is I need to know the whole story. We need to know everything. Who victimized Braylon to where now he's out here victimizing other kids, right? Kids that are notably smaller and younger than him. And he knows that he has an advantage over them. He knows that he is able to physically overpower them. This is all in the paperwork. So he's aware of what he's doing. I'm just saying. But that's her baby. And so she gave him a little bit more leeway than what she should have. And so it was in Braylon's paperwork that he was not allowed to be around kids 2 or more years younger than him. He was not allowed to be around any children unsupervised, period. He was not supposed to be alone with kids, okay, at all. Now, let me ask you all as parents, and I hope y'all are following so far. Thank you so much, Misty, for the super chat. I appreciate that. I hope y'all following this so far, but let me ask you guys as parents, if your child who was 11, 12, 13 years old. Now they're going through puberty, body changing. You got to also keep in mind, Royce is like 5'1". Dwight Howard is what, 7 feet tall? This 13-year-old boy ain't the average size of a 13-year-old boy. So he has sexually deviant behaviors, and he takes advantages of people that are smaller than him. This boy, you're not going to be able to tell this boy no. This boy's going to be able to really do whatever he want to do. What would you do if you knew you had a child that was out of control like that? Would you send him to his daddy? Hell, his ass 13. Would you send him to his pappy? Would you put him in a behavioral health center? Would you allow social services or the state to take over? Like, what would you do? Because I don't want to come down too hard on Royce. I'm not a parent, ain't trying to be. And I understand she's stuck between a rock and a hard place. This is her baby. This is, I believe, her only, I don't know if it's her only child or not, but this is her first child. This is her baby. All right. But your baby is out here being a predator. I understand he was a victim, but we don't even know who victimized him because you're not telling us. So let's start there. Let's start there. They said he need to be locked up. Back in the day, Dwight said some wild stuff about her and his son. Yes, he did. Back in the day, Dwight had alleged that Royce was having sex parties in front of her son, in front of their son. That she had all kinds of not sexual pictures, but like sexy pictures of herself around the house and in her room where the son also subbed. Thank you, Medusa, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Samantha said behavioral health and send him to his daddy. I agree with the mixture of that. You need professionals to definitely step in, because when it comes to deviant behavior, I'm not qualified to truly analyze this, but I don't really know if this is something that can be cured. I don't know if with the right amount of treatment, can you turn this around? Like how far, like, is he too far gone? Should he just be stamped as a deviant for the rest of his life? Like, I don't know. But surely if I was a small woman, that my big ass son could take advantage of me, right? Because Royce, don't get it twisted. See, he might have done this to little kids, but don't think he won't turn on you. Don't think there has not been sons that haven't raped their mother, because there have been. I worked in social services. I can tell y'all that I've seen all kinds of crazy situations. Don't think there ain't been sons that haven't killed their mothers, because they have, simply because they're angry. And when you read the paperwork, Braylon says he would make the little boy jerk and suck him when he got angry. It was specifically when he got angry. All right. And so for that teenager's mind to go there, that shit is scary and very fucking dangerous. Very dangerous. Because like I said, look at his daddy. Look at his daddy. He's going to grow up to be a big boy. So imagine a man this big right here, who's the R word, who's the P word. Let's just say predator. Who's a predator? To keep it real, if Dwight wanted to take advantage of a grown-ass man, you can't really fight a big nigga like that off you. I'm just telling the truth. Are y'all following? Are y'all following? He too far gone? They said maybe that. When he get angry. Yes, when he gets angry. Mind you, not he a damn teenager. So teenagers are angry how often? So I got to worry about you touching somebody how often? Anyway, so with that being said, she's being charged because she had Braylon in the house around younger kids and they were left unsupervised. And so I have to be honest. I agree with Royce being charged with neglect, okay? It's not that she wanted this to happen. It's that she didn't take the proper precautions to stop it. There's no reason why your child should have been living in a house with other children. Now, you guys are going to ask, what other children was Braylon around? Well, Royce had a live-in boyfriend. And Royce's live-in boyfriend had smaller kids. And so the kids were like brothers. And since the kids were like brothers, Royce didn't think, as well as the boyfriend didn't think, that Braylon would ever touch those kids. Now, why they think like that, I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm going to keep it real. If I was dating Royce, and you telling me your son did what? No, I'm not moving in with you. I'll holler at you when that nigga turn 18. And I would tell her just like that. Like, I'm sorry. I just truly believe when you have children, your children's needs and their protections have to come first. Not who you want to be with. Oh, I love her. Oh, I love him. No. Your kid ain't safe in that house. Or I would have told her, or his ass got to go with his daddy. One or the other. It is what it is. And so, what's also funny is that Braylon in the police investigative police report, he also states to the police officer, I know that these kids look at me like a brother. I know that they're smaller than me. But if they play my game and they kill my character, if they erase the memory, like he describes something very kiddish, if they do it or if I'm angry, I make them jerk and suck me. Point blank. Point blank. Thank you everybody for super chats. Point blank. The boyfriend needs to be charged also. Yes, ma'am. Because imagine, now I know this is getting convoluted, but imagine if you're the mother of the kid who got touched. You would be pissed at your baby daddy to know that you had our kid around a kid that touches kids. This shit is nasty. This shit is nasty. Now here's the thing. Allegedly, Dwight Howard is into some weird stuff sexually anyway, and I'm not just talking about him being with men. Allegedly, he's into these things called secret garden parties. I believe they're held up in New York, and it's where a lot of your politicians and your athletes and rich people, the elites, where they go to do freaky ass shits. But those kind of parties are held all over the world. But secret garden, it's up in New York. I don't know all of the details, but that's what I got from a source, and I'm gonna leave that at that. But even with all that, all right, Dwight can go run and participate in all the trains or whatever the hell he wants to, but we ain't heard about Dwight touching no kids. We just ain't heard that, all right? And so, in my opinion, you effed up, Royce, and I think this is a lesson to parents. If we start charging parents for the bullshit that their kids is out here doing, for the violence that their kids is out here putting on others, listen, people will start back being real parents. If you knew your kid robbed me, bitch, you going to jail for it. Your kid getting a charge and you getting a charge too. If you knew that, people will start back parenting. Old school parenting will be back real quick. So, anyway, let me get to what happened. And so, you got Royce in the house. You got the boy versus boyfriend in the house. You got Braylon in the house. You got the boyfriend's kids in the house. And so, according to Royce, she was not able to properly supervise the kids because she has such a big house. Their room is on the opposite side of the house, and I couldn't be in there while they were playing. I couldn't be in there while they were playing video games, which I also call bullshit on. I call bullshit / privilege because, first off, to say I couldn't supervise because I have such a big house, ma'am, I'm going to need you to have some better problems than that because I don't really give a fuck about that. But number two, if you got so much damn money, why don't you have cameras all around your house? Roy said that Braylon was enacting things that happened to him when he was 6 or 7. Listen, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Whether he was reenacting or whatever. The report I read was Braylon said he was making this boy jerk and suck him, taught him how to do it, and made him do it every time he was angry. This was how he released his frustration. And so I worry because, Royce, for your son to know, to have the urge to do this when he's angry, I don't even think this is about pleasure. This is about literally being predatory. Having control, not feeling in control, and having control over something else. Like, damn, you might have gave birth to the next Ted Bundy. You might have gave birth to the next Fleece Johnson. I'm not even trying to be funny, but I'm just telling you what it is. And so once Royce found out about what happened, which of course was way after the fact, once she found out about the incidents, she then contacted Braylon's counselor, and Braylon's counselor then called the police because Braylon's counselor was like, I know she didn't have this boy around no other kids or no kids younger than him because she was specifically not to do that. She's not supposed to do that. And she did it anyway. However, we should not be surprised. Number one, how many people do we know, period, that have been touched, assaulted, whatever throughout multiple generations? How many of y'all go to family reunions and you see your abuser there, and you gotta serve him fish, and you gotta serve him grits, and people looking at you funny when you wigging out, but you still bring your kids around not to shake the table? A lot of y'all got abused by somebody and then let that abuser babysit your kids until somebody speak the fuck up, and then we found out grandpa had done this 2 to 3 generations. The daughter, the granddaughter, the great-granddaughter, etc. We hear about these situations all the time, and so I'm surprised, but I'm simply not surprised. All right. Another thing that you guys need to know: when Braylon was being interviewed by the police officer, which he technically wasn't supposed to be, but whatever. I'm glad we got the interview. Braylon was asked, "Why are you angry, and why do you get angry? When was the last time you spoke to your dad? How often do you see your dad?" Dwight has not seen his son or talked to his son since summer of 2020, according to Braylon. All right. Did the pandemic start in 2019 or 2020? I don't remember. We've been in it for so long. But the point is, Braylon said that Dwight won't talk to him because Dwight does not like Royce's boyfriend. Now, what kind of bullshit is that? What kind of bullshit is that? They need to charge Dwight for not being in his son's life. Yeah. But Royce is most at fault. She should not have had any other kids living in that house. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna learn to keep y'all kids in order. Y'all gonna learn when y'all kids got issues to stop denying this shit like they ain't got no issues. Because that's one. Let me tell you something. It's one thing about a black mother. She gonna ride for her son. One thing about a black mother, I don't know if it's good or bad, but she gonna ride for her son. She gonna ride for her son. He could rob a bank. He needed the money. He could beat up his girlfriend. Well, what did you say to him? 2020, 2019. Okay, I'm just saying. Jenny Lee has a theory. She said he was molested by Royce's boyfriend, allegedly. I gotta say allegedly, and his dad won't talk to him or protect him. It's sad all the way through. But best believe Dwight and Royce will be back in court over this pretty soon. This child neglect charge ain't going nowhere on Royce's record. But let me see if there's anything else I wanted to add to this. Boom. Okay, so Royce, once she found out about the incidents, about the abuse, she did take the proper steps, although she should have just had her son locked up right then and there. But questions I have for you: if you give birth to a child like this, right? Because some of y'all have given birth to demon children. It is what it is. It sounds like this little boy might have been molested, which is why he turned out to be that. Was molested? She did say that. Which is why he turned out to be that way. But we need to know the whole story. I need to know the who, what, when, where, and why. I need to know why the daddy here is not more involved. Why don't he care more? Why they having these kids and just don't give a fuck about them, and then be surprised when they do deviant ass shit like this. When you have a child that has crossed this line. He's a predator at this point. Matter of fact, to make somebody perform a sex act on you, that's the R word. He is an R word. At his young age of 13. And as his hormones kick in more, as he develops more, and the stronger he gets, and the bigger he gets, he's only going to become more of a danger. So I'm trying to figure out why you don't got him locked in a facility somewhere. He was touched inappropriately? Yeah. She claims he was years ago. Apparently she was claiming that around the time when Dwight spanked him. That was in 2014. But my whole point is, are you saying Dwight spanked him or Dwight touched him? Which one is it? Because that should have been thoroughly investigated back then. What's the problem? She needs to focus on her son. Boom. Thank you. He needs to be institutionalized. Boom. Jessica said the boyfriend said since the first victim was female, he didn't think he would touch his boys. That right there is another issue that we have in our community, and it's a lack of education. We truly really don't understand how sexuality works. Think about that logic. Braylon touched a girl first, and I do remember that now that you brought that up. Thank you. His first victim was a girl, but you didn't think he would touch your boys. If he would touch a girl, why wouldn't he touch a boy? Oh, he ain't gay. It ain't about him being gay or not. His daddy gay, allegedly. It ain't about him being bi or not. His daddy bi, allegedly. That don't matter. Think of the lot. That don't matter. If he enjoys being a predator, if he gets off on dominating someone in that way, why wouldn't he do that to a boy? Boys get touched like a mother sucker. That shit just never get reported. They just let that shit rock. And a lot of times it do be from other boys. And for some of those boys, that leads to sexual confusion later. Because telling the truth. What do you tell a boy if he gets touched at that age and it felt good? You don't understand that. No, you're not gay. You just were stimulated, and that's why I feel good. Your head already messed up. For like, what do you do? What do you do? Who do you tell? Who do you go to? So I'm saying, think about the logic behind that. True Living said her son needs to be in jail for life. He's a danger to others. He's a danger. Thank you, Bronze. He's a danger. My thing is, he's already here at 13. What is he going to be at 23? What is he going to be at 33? What is he going to be at 43? I ain't trying to talk about nobody kids, but I'm going to talk about it. This sounds like a demon in training. This sounds like, I don't know if y'all like me. I watch like a lot of Snapped, and I watch a lot of those crime shows. Like true crime, and damn, I can't remember the channel, but I can just binge watch it, and you just hear nothing but stories of like serial killers, psychopaths. I can't think of the channel, but this sounds like the origin story of some kind of serial killer, psychopathic rapist. This is literally what it sounds like. It starts small, then it gets bigger. But I do give Royce credit for this. She did have the boy in counseling. She did have him in a behavioral health center. She did try to take some precautions, but she failed in the biggest way. She put him around little kids when she was ordered not to. And that's why she's held neglectful. Now, I'd like to say I have sympathy for her, but I don't, because this did not have to happen. This did not have to happen. We also need to have a conversation about these parents and how selfish they are. I don't know Royce's boyfriend's name, but you want to live with this chick. You want to be around her so bad. I'm assuming he ain't got shit. I don't know. But you want to be around her so bad that you willing to have your kids in a house with a kid who's way bigger than them, who is a deviant. Thank you, Trina. And thank you, Tara. I have no sympathy for her. She tried to get a pay up, lock up the whole family. This is why some people shouldn't be allowed to procreate. Thank you. Both the parents are very talented, but very slow. Yes. A lot of athletic people are. I didn't say all. But it's something to that shit when you are so driven and focused on your body, because she's a dancer. And you go one way your whole life. It's like their intelligence, they do not take time to develop that shit. Yeah, it's definitely giving me slow. It's giving me very slow. Honestly. It's giving me selfish, and it's giving me they don't give a damn about their kid, which is why we're here today. They all need help. It could have happened in the next room while she was at home. Could have. All I'm saying is we got to do better. And so I wanted you guys to call in and talk about this. I'm going to end this live. We're going to come right back and have the call-in show. It's a conversation we need to have. Molestation, all this abuse and trauma, it runs rampant in our, I'll say population. I hate saying black community, but it's something. Okay, I'm put it to you this way. 80% of the black girls I know were touched before the age of like 14. So I think I know it's a way bigger problem than what we want to talk about. I think for boys, I think it's only reported at maybe 20 or 30%. It's double, triple that. Like, why you think a lot of these boys grow up to be hypersexual men? Come on now. Why you think they grow up to be sexually confused? Some of them. Come on now. I'm just keeping it a buck. Just keeping it a buck. So I'm gonna end that there because I don't want this live to go on too long. All right. We had 25 minutes. I'll give you guys 4 minutes here. We'll end at 30 minutes on the dot, and then take a 10-minute break and come right back. Great job the other night with Tokyo. Thank you. Now it's unfortunate that you know, but thank you. Where the nanny at? Exactly. Her son said it happened one time when she was on TikTok. Wow. Her son said it happened a few times when she was on TikTok. Most men never tell. No, they don't. I'm going to be honest with you. Even when you see men who has trouble, committing to women. Not saying he don't want to be married. I mean men that just go from woman to 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 woman. I be really wondering, like, damn, did something happen to them? Thank God it didn't to me. Thank God. Thank God. It almost did though when I was a little kid. It almost did, and it was an older boy. Now that I'm telling the story, almost. I had enough sense to get away from it, even though I didn't understand what was going on. All right, I was in the projects playing. You know, grandma living projects and shit, playing. And I think this boy was playing with us, and he must have been visiting another cousin because I seen him once and never seen his ass again. But I remember him trying to get me to go into one of the little sheds because you had the project buildings and then the sheds like right behind it, storage sheds. And I remember him trying to get me to go in the storage shed to take my clothes off. I said, "What?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, you got a dick, don't you?" "Yeah, don't you?" "Well, let's see it." "What?" I said, "You're weird." And I just ran away. I'm like, "You're weird. I don't want to play with you anymore." And never saw this fool again. But now that I'm thinking, this was probably somebody that was visiting somebody else. Like, ain't no telling how many people he preyed on. Like, the shit is sick with these deviant ass children. Royce's son got molested allegedly years ago, and now he's doing the same to others. Your intuition kicked in, your spidey senses. I'm saying, I didn't even realize what that was until years later. But I just knew that was weird. Like what? What? He was trying to groom you. Yeah, he was. That happened to me too in the storage shit. That's what I'm saying. The shit is sick. She might need to accept that she can't help him. Yeah. Oh, somebody said, I worry about mama's boys that they've been touched by their mothers. Let me give y'all a story on that. Let me tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all story time. Now, my mama don't watch the show, so I'm gonna tell the story, right? Back in the day, my mom was dating this dude. Had just started dating him. Didn't know he was married. Y'all know how niggas do. Okay. So, I mean, this was back in the day, because I think she had a Nokia cell phone. Nah, she never had a Nokia. But this was back when, like, you couldn't call nobody till after 9 because the minutes weren't free. So this was back in the day. So the man's wife called my mom and was like, listen, you know, I know you talking to my husband. My mom like, I didn't know the nigga was married. Wife like, I don't care. I'm not even worried about that. Listen, I just want you to know that him and his mother is a little weird. And so my mama like, bitch, tell me, she didn't say T, I forgot what word she used, but like, bitch, tell me the juice, tell me what's up. And so the girl is like, look, we spent the night at his mom's house, and I caught him coming out his mom's room at 3 a.m. Nothing but pajama bottoms, but you can walk around your mom's house without a shirt, but whatever. But the point is, he was leaving his mom's bedroom at 3 a.m. She said, I ain't seen her. They're just weird. I just think you should know. When I tell you, they didn't have a blocking option back then. My mama never called that nigga back. She might have changed her number. Or just never called that nigga back. Because they didn't have no blocking option back then. But do you understand what I'm saying? There are a lot of cases like that. Where people just have these borderline, it's not enmeshment, borderline incestual relationships. You said deep? Yeah. I'm just letting y'all know. It's giving Kodak, right? I still remember that story. Because what man is going to be in his mama's bedroom at 3 a.m. with nothing but, I'm sure he took, anyway. I'm just saying. But she proceeded to marry him. He did have a wife. That's true. That's true. Anyway, enough of my own life stories here. I'm going to end this. We're going to come back in, let's do 10 minutes, 10-minute break. And then I'm going to let y'all call in and just keep it real with me. Like, what would you do? Because I'm coming down hard on her, but I'm really not, because I'm not a parent. So make sure you are on my text list so you can get the live notifications when I go live or when I drop a new video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in about 10 minutes.